I must say it wasn't the greatest game that I've played or been a part of, but the finish was the best. 1-0 down with, in injury time with 2 minutes to go. We end up winning the game 2-1. So we scored 2 goals in a short space of time, and it's the only time I've ever cried on a football pitch. The sheer emotion, the shift of emotions from, we're going to lose the Champions League, we're going to miss out on the treble, to then scoring them quick goals and winning the Champions League, it was just too much. So as soon as the final whistle went, I could just feel myself just welling up. Couldn't do anything about it, just the tears were coming. So I just sank to my knees and just cried my eyes out. It's the only time I've ever cried on a football pitch, but it was a huge moment for Manchester United. With the history that we had with the Champions League, with the Munich air disaster, fantastic, losing what was half of an amazing team, and then 10 years later winning the European Cup. It was amazing to do. Big pressure on us because of the history of Manchester United, because of the long wait. So to finally do it was a fantastic achievement for everyone involved. That was the best team that I played in, yeah. And we had the great squad. We had late comebacks like we did in the final. Never give up attitude. Really good team spirit. Brilliant players. Players who were playing at the peak. And also 5 or 6 young lads who come through the youth team. Well, to sum up Sir Alex, really, he's the biggest influence on my career. And a lot of people say, what was his qualities? He had everything as a football manager. Tactically, he knew his football, he knew his players. The human element was huge. Where to get the best out of these great players, when to give you the famous hairdryer where he would be that close, shouting at you, but also, when to put his arm around you. You see in our league at the moment, we have fantastic managers. Obviously Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola. I was fortunate to spend 2 years under Louis van Gaal at Manchester United, so I learned a lot from Louis, who was very similar with Sir Alex regarding standards, regarding discipline. Well, with the obviously pause in the season because of COVID-19, I think there's a lot of questions still to be answered. I think what we have seen this year is a fantastic team, managed by a great coach, Jurgen Klopp, and it pains me to say as a United fan, but they have been fantastic this season, and obviously they'll go on and whatever way it is, they'll win the league and they'll deserve it. And they've had 2 brilliant seasons actually. Last year, obviously, pushing Man City all the way. They're a great team to watch. There are certain things that I've took out of the way that Liverpool play and taken it onto the way that some of the things that I wanted to do with Wales. It pains me to say, hopefully United will bridge that gap and catch them up. But you have to give credit to where credit is due, and Liverpool have been fantastic this season. I think it's probably even more so regarding the circumstances that the world finds itself in at the moment, that after or when we start coming out of lockdown and COVID-19, that there are going to be communities and countries that will need our help more than ever. So I think there will be a real big push that Laureus has an effect on that, and has effect on the people who need it the most. Club who I support, who I've seen him come through the ranks, Marcus Rashford, such a talented player. You have Jadon Sancho at Dortmund, a young player who's made the bold decision to leave Manchester City and go to another country at a young age, and he really has made a difference. His teammate as well, Erling Haaland, who's scoring lots of goals, and I've got a lot of good young players in my team with Wales as well, the likes of David Brooks, Dan James, Ethan Ampadu. It's great when you see young players burst onto the scene, and they're just fearless. They just don't think too much about the game and just express themselves. And you think back to when you was like that.